The extraction phenomenon, Ghost of Tabor is not playing around. In fact, they're still just only in beta and they've already surpassed all these records. Now, there's a whole reasoning behind this. Why? In recent articles, they're talking about how many like millions they've already made, and just it being next to like Gorilla Tag, which is a free game. Ghost of Tabor is a paid beta, and so therefore it's like higher than Roblox and Gorilla Tag. And there's a lot of reasoning behind this. One, they don't do forced marketing on us. Ghost of Tabor has been crushing the game because they're giving us this extraction, escape from Tarkov type situation, but it also reminds us in remnants of like a battle royale, giving us that what Population 1 doesn't really give us, more of a military feel, survival instincts. It just excels at a high level regardless of its bugs that it does have, right? Again, it's still, this is a beta game. Now they're talking about they're really planning on releasing sometime next year, and this is going to be huge for us as far as actual virtual reality, especially standalone Quest users, because we don't have games that take themselves too seriously enough in order for that to happen. Because Ghost of Tabor is diving into all of the community. They look heavily into content creators / influencers, whatever you want to call us these days, and they constantly capitalize on just having that grimy grit and grind hustle approach versus being like a baby face of virtual reality. When Quest tries to sell you stuff, it's literally just Beat Saber and just all these games that are just the typical type of VR FPS games or your dance rhythm games, and it's just not something that really takes it to that next serious selling point to really involve a very grinding gaming community. Ghost of Tabor allows that replayability, and you can just kind of customize everything you want to how you want to distribute your lobbies or how you want to experience the game in a squad, solo, etc. They have the stages and they just have updates, and they're constantly just letting people know. Two games that really were similar to that in my opinion are Pavlov Shack Beta is real heavily with their community. They're constantly updating us, and they had that interaction that Ghost of Tabor now offers, right? When you see people in videos now, you see all the interactions, all just the visualizations, the animated movements, and along with your voices, which provides that immersion, right? You see that far more often in Ghost of Tabor now, which previously we saw in Pavlov Shack Beta. The reason being because now Ghost of Tabor allows for that mini version of like an open world, like Island Silo, and they offer that open world essential versus just Pavlov Shack Beta, where you have to be constantly in an arena shooter FPS trying to run around and shoot people, right? So that's one thing of what provides that upgrade. It gives you time to actually interact and immerse yourself within conversations with people. Now, talking in virtual reality is a whole nother level. It can be awkward at first, but when you start getting used to it, it starts getting a lot more immersive and fun. And you can do all these things, you know, chat, interact, hug, just do high fives, and it's a lot more of a connectivity that we do need as humans. Another game that also did this at a high level was Contractors. Now, Contractors is much more competitive in a respectable format. So Pavlov Shack Beta, we utilize that social interaction so much and playing around and causing jokes and just being able to hang out with each other animated wise, not just hanging out in a party, but doing these things that provided that virtual reality experience. But again, they didn't give us that time to do it in Pavlov Shack Beta. You had to constantly be running around in arena shooters. And then Contractors gave us that full-on esports competitive nature, that Call of Duty that we love, but we quite don't have a battle royale there yet. So they will have their battle royale next year, which I know will do amazing. That'll be much more of a battle royale versus just an extraction. Then you have Ghost of Tabor, which kind of blends these two along with like a battle royale but more of an extraction, obviously, but it still kind of gives you that battle royale feel. And so Ghost of Tabor is doing everything right and what should be happening in the game, not necessarily rushing right into combat. Again, it is not a perfect game, but they are crushing the sales right now because they are offering so much as to what Pavlov Shack was doing on steroids and what Contractors is doing as of currently on steroids until Contractors gets their battle royale format. And even at that, I still feel that the extraction will have a little bit more of a tactical pace to where you can hang out and interact a lot more to provide that virtual reality essence versus just Contractors, which is going to be battle royale, which will be much more competitive and less social. So now Ghost of Tabor offers this social experience that does help out while actually playing a game that's actually respectable in the charts. So Ghost of Tabor is going to continuously lead, and they're talking about so much about how they're going to be ready and excited to be sharing everything. They know that the community, they know that there is mess ups in the game, and they know that like even though it's just on App Lab and on Steam Early Access, they are planning to dominate and capitalize on everybody that's been giving them that feedback. So there's so much more in terms of entertainment entertainment and respectability that Ghost of Tabor does have, and I'm excited for what they're doing for the future. And it's crazy that they're announcing that they still have much more, like over 3 million revenue, and they haven't even debuted it on the main store yet. So they haven't even got that actual crucial marketing, but they have surpassed a long time ago what it takes to actually get into the main Quest store. So pretty awesome to them, and they're not playing around. They are providing what VR does need to even try to go mainstream, or to bring in these Call of Duty type players, Battle Royale, or people like me that kind of feel like, you know, like Quest is a little gimmicky still at times. And so these games right here make it realistic, providing that, okay, you get like 2.5 hours in your headset. This is a game that's worth it to be able to hang out within that hour plus time frame, and it has the replayability. So y'all gotta let me know what's up. Are y'all rocking out with Ghost of Tabor, and what's your favorite part about it? I know I enjoy always watching streams. I enjoy playing it myself every once in a while. I'm not the best at it, but it's still fun. But I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have a good one. Peace.